We're live!
Hello.
Hi! I think I might have something in my teeth. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
I'm going to turn it around.
I thought we'd start with some wine with DeWine because I know a lot of you guys are watching DeWine it too. And this fabric just really suits my mood. I like this one especially. I'm not a wine no, I'm a wine yes.
Yes!
And love the wine you're with.
Wine makes me awesome! Upsip happens. When I have a bad day, it always helps to whine about it. Hi, Kay! Hey, Janet!
I like this one too.
Good food, good wine, good friends, good times. Yep, so we've got the bolt with the panel. It goes really nicely with some of these batiks, actually. There's our layer cakes and jelly rolls of our batik collection.
Oh yeah, we cut fat quarters of those too today.
We do have fat quarter bundles. What are we doing over here?
Moving into today's project.
We're still on curves. Lots and lots of curves. Oh, look, this sample is so relevant today.
I figured we needed to get to it eventually.
Yeah.
Here it
Oh,
comes.
Vicki Robb is here.
I had to show them
What
this
do we-
fabric too.
Show some more fabric. Ooh.
This is the print. There's actually several pieces in this collection, but this is really hitting my mood today. I am so glad. It's Thursday, one more day,
Thursday wine day.
and then it's the weekend. Yay! So, today I thought we would come full circle
Ha
and do circles. And the reason why I thought this would be a fun, I'm going to show you how you can start with any circle, but it really applies to the Jacqueline de Jong stuff. And I actually taught this class, and I also taught this class. And I got the first two classes of this one done, and we never did get to setting in our circles. All of these are set in, they're not appliqued down. And so I wanted to show you how easy it is to actually cut out a complete circle and set it inside another circle with not having to do quarter seams or drunkard's path or any of that. We're just going to do a circle inside of a circle. So in this case, the inner circle was pieced, actually the very inner circle was paper pieced, and then it was attached with a seam to this ring, and then this ring, and then this ring, and all of them are pieced in. These are not overlaid on top of each other, which is how you could also do it. So we're going to talk about a circle ruler. And our circle ruler today is the non-slip circle savvy ruler. Non-slip circle savvy ruler.
Say that 5 times fast.
Exactly. So the way this works is there's two different sizes. This is the 1-inch size, and this is the 1/2-inch size. So you can, it's probably better if I lay it down, isn't it?
Yep, there's a lot of lines and glare and all
There
kinds of
is. Does
stuff.
that help? Can you see it there?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a non-skid surface on the back, and there are lines here. I don't know if you can see these black lines here that show if you are wanting a seam allowance on your circle or if you don't want a seam allowance on your circle. So if you were going to cut a circle and you wanted it to be 12-inch finish and you just wanted to applique it down and you just wanted to know, I just want to cut a 12-inch circle, I'm not setting it in, I'm going to applique it down, then you're going to fold your fabric up. Let's just show them how we fold our fabric first. So this is just a fast quarter I'm starting with. So here's
A fast quarter?
A fast
A
quarter.
very
A
fast
fat quarter. It doesn't have to be square to start because we're going to turn it into the circle, and this doesn't care if it's square or not. It's going to become a circle. And then I'm going to take my fabric and just fold it in half, and I'm going to fold it in half again. Okay.
That's like folded into quarters.
You got it, baby. All right, so there's the 4. So if you imagine if I cut one arc, when it's folded like this, then all 4 pieces will turn into a singular circle, and that's what we're doing. So then when I go to line up my ruler, so I have 2 pieces. I have my inside circle. I think we decided we wanted the glasses to be the inside, right?
Yes.
And the purple is going to be our background. So if you imagine a circle, the outside, the hole that the circle is going into has to be smaller than the circle you're setting in. If the hole is bigger than the circle, then there's nothing to attach it to. So the hole is always smaller than the circle you're overlaying. And then if you think about the seam allowance, it's a 1 inch. So math, there's your math for you. There's two different sizes between the inner circle and the outer circle is always 1 inch. Because if you imagine you have 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch on the inside, but you have both sides. You have your left and your right. And that adds up to 1 inch. Make sense? Everyone's like, what?
A 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch.
Yes, because it's a 1/4 inch on one side with the 1/4 inch for the background is a 1/2 inch on this side. And on the other side of your circle, let me show you here. So here, this area is going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance, a 1/4 inch from this side and a 1/4 inch here. So there's a 1/2 inch, and the other 1/2 inch is over here. Make sense?
I think I get it.
Okay. Don't challenge me, young lady. You're strong in math. Okay, so it's simple math. The inner circle is always 1 inch bigger than the hole it's going into. All right? So if I want to make a 12-inch finished circle with my inside, then I need to cut my hole
11 inches.
Very good. All right, Katie.
Working on it.
All right. She has not done this before, so this is a true
I'm the
test.
student. You're the teacher today.
She's paid attention.
But you have to do the sewing.
Yes, I'll do the sewing. Okay, so the ruler has 1/2 inch marks. So here are my 1/2 inch, and it says 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5. I want to be on hole inches because we just said we wanted to cut my hole 11 inches to put a 12-inch circle in it, and these are finished sizes. And then I'm going to just show you the ruler off the fabric. If I wanted it to just applique down on top of it, then I would use this inner line for my fold line. But because I want to put seam allowance, I actually am going to stitch it into the hole. I'm going to use the outer line. So I'm going to just line up that square. And you need to make sure that the square that you're lining up, the corner that you're lining up, is the one that has all the folds, right? You don't want to line up this corner because it doesn't have all your folds. So all your folds need to be smooth. And then I'm going to line up my seam allowance, and I want to cut an 11-inch. This is where I should be on my Martelli rounder. Joyce,
yes.
I need you.
Yes.
Look at that reach.
Wait.
Oh, rescue.
Oh, thank you, Joyce.
You need the cutting.
Thank you. Oh, this is much better. Oh, so much better. Okay.
How much is the ruler?
Oh gosh, why do you ask hard
I'm
questions?
sorry.
I know we have these in stock.
Do you want me to go find out? I can
Joyce is going to be a runner. We'll be right back. Run, Joyce, run!
Oh, she's not running. That's
She's
okay.
walking. We've been running all day. Okay, so now I'm going to put my my 1/4 inch line on. And the reason why I wanted the spinner is because I want to be able to get myself oriented properly. There's something in my 1/4 inch hole. I don't know what's in my hole. Old fabric. We don't want schmutz in our hole. Okay, so this is my background, and I want to cut the 11-inch circle. I've lined up this edge to my fold and this edge to my fold. This is where we need to use the small rotary cutter. The big one is too hard to get into these, and it kind of snags along as you're going. A smaller one works a lot better. With all these concentric circles, be really careful where your fingers are.
That's right. That's right.
Because it's easy for your eye to not track properly, so just keep your hand back away from the circle you're cutting
We don't
on.
want any injuries.
No injuries. So it does seem odd that your hole is 11 inches and it's going to finish at 12, but that is what's going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to just put my my blade in, and I'm going to come around.
That didn't sound like
It did
you
not
cut.
sound like a cut. Let's make sure
Isn't
I
that a
cut.
new blade?
It's a brand new blade. It's a brand new cutter. Okay, there's my 11-inch hole. No, it did not cut. Okay, do over.
Doodle-doo, doodle-doo.
This is what we do with real life, right? Real
Yeah,
life with Kathy.
always.
Okay, 11-inch hole. I think I'm just used to a bigger cutter.
Yeah, take some muscle.
I tell
That
you.
sounded good.
That sounded much better. Okay, so here is a circle that I could set into a 10-inch hole. Or I could cut this again and do rings and cut it as a 7-inch. So after you use these, you can reuse your circles. You don't have to discard this. But this is the hole. This is my 11-inch hole. I got a perfect circle. Ba-ba-da-ba. Okay, so there's my hole. And now I need to cut the arc to go in it. Here's my corner with the folds all together. So that's the one I'm going to line up with my ruler. And then I'm going to go to the inch one again. And I'm going to line it up. So I'm putting the fold and the fold. I'm going to spin my mat And this time I'm going to cut the 12-inch line because I cut the 11-inch hole. So this is actually going to fill. I'm going to just do that one more time to make sure. These blades, these little blades are a lot smaller and they do take more oomph. Was I in the 12?
think you got it.
Yeah.
Did I go in the 11 or the 12? I just went in the
Yeah,
12.
that's
No, that's
No,
what
you want to be in the 12. Your hole is 11.
Bigger.
I need wine.
Oh, it didn't cut.
Just the beginning. Okay, there we go. And here is my 12-inch hole.
And now she.
That's a circle. It's not a hole.
Right.
Yes. A circle and an
Right,
opening.
so this is a circle. You got it. And then here is my hole, which I could put a different size circle in. So you could make all these circular blocks with different colors and all different sizes and then assemble them. So you'd cut it down to whatever size you want. Okay, so now I have my hole and I have my center. And if you care, so this is where orientation of the fabric matters. Because this is a circle that's getting set into a square, this is a directional fabric. So I'm going to want my fabric, I mean, you could do it cockeyed, but you want to pay attention to what way is up. So you don't always have to, but with this particular fabric I do. So because I'm putting it into a square, I want it to stay vertical. So then what I want to do is I want to give myself crease marks for pinning because this is actually one of the few times where I consistently pin. I always pin when I'm sewing a circle inside a circle, and I always pin when I'm putting my borders on. 2 times where I think pinning is super important. I got Miss Joyce ready, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to fold it in half again. And with this size circle, I could even fold it one more time, but these are going to be my markers of where I'm going to pin the 2 circles together, and then I'm going to fill in my pinning between them. So I think just quarters is going to be enough. So Miss Joyce, could you hit
Do you
that?
want it all the way down?
Yes, both sides, please.
All right.
I really just need the ends. Actually, I just need, yeah.
Right here, right?
Yeah, I need them out there.
And here.
Yeah. And we're going to do the same thing with our circle
All right.
here. We're going to fold it in half. And fold it in half so that all we're doing is we're finding the quarter marks on our circles so that we can line them up. There you go.
All right. See, you can use the martelling mat pressing without the spinner underneath, should you choose.
Because I stole the spinner.
You-
The spinner
say-
is more important for cutting for me than it is for ironing.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yes.
The spinner-
Stole the spinner.
I stole the spinner because spinning is more important for me to cut than to iron. All right. Okay, so we have this vertically and we have this. So I'm going to move my mat out of my way. Here's my circle, and I have really nice crease marks that tell me where my quarter circle is. And I have the same thing with this. Okay. So there we are.
Look how fun they play
How
together.
fun this fabric is.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love this outside color. This fabric, this color
Love that.
is designed by a guy whose name is Juicy Juice, and
Oh,
it
that's
goes
right.
great with wine. Juicy Juice and wine. I like it. Okay, so when we go to pin our circle, what's funny about it is we lay our solid circle underneath, but we actually need to put right sides together. So if you lay them out where they're facing on top of each other, I'm just going to take this one and turn it upside down and do one pin.
Aren't you clever?
I'm a clever girl.
That is a good
This is where
tip.
you want to get really good pins as well. You want to use a fine tip. These are just
Glass heads,
the
right?
patchwork pins, yes, that are heat resistant, so you could iron on them. And they're finer, so they're not doing a big chunk when I put them in. And then I'm just gonna, I'm gonna press, not press, pin. I'm gonna do the same thing to here. I'm gonna match up my edges. I'm gonna take this crease to this crease, just matching my edges up. I'm gonna pin.
And our mats, our Martelli mats, are still on back order. Is that right?
They are. They're on back order with the distributor. Some things across the country, SOF 101, Elastic, Martelli spinning mats. It's amazing the things that are on back order right now, but they will be
It is.
coming back.
And there'll be 129.
Yes,
And we can
129.
add you to our list, Kay.
Yes, we do have a list, and we have a bunch on order. Okay, so I'm also going to do that with my 2 outside ones as well. I'm going to just find my edge, and the crease is right there. So just putting the crease to the crease and pinning again. And then one last time over here, crease to the crease, and pin. If the circle is any bigger than this, I would definitely have folded it one more time and given myself more crease marks. But because this isn't such a giant curve, I could just mark it like this. And you can see how it, again, we've created these bias edges, but I am going to pin it down. And I probably would have been happier if I'd done one more. This is a little big.
Kind of gives you a reference.
Yeah, it gives you a reference point, but I've done a lot of curves, and if you can
She's a
imagine.
professional.
I love curves, but I just flatten that edge. See how it just flattens down and pin. And same here. So pinning is the slowest part of this process. And I'm going to do the same in here, and I'm just going to keep going around. I should have had one already pinned, but I never know how long or slow this is going to last me.
Lori, I'm so glad the cutter arrived safely. We shipped a Go Cutter all the way to Florida,
Oh,
and it got there
yay!
safely. Good to know.
Yeah, Lori's building a new house in Florida. Congratulations, Lori.
How exciting.
That is very exciting.
Barb says this would make a very fun summer table runner.
Oh, it would be
Super fun.
Yeah, you could just have one long strip of purple and put different size, just insert different size circles on it. One piece of fabric would be really cute. And this wine fabric is so cute. It sings to me, I tell ya. I do like my afternoon wine for those, well, my early evening wine.
I've never seen you with afternoon wine.
It's true. I do wait till after 5. I leave before I start drinking. I know it doesn't always seem that way, but I do. I don't imbibe on the job.
She just gets so excited about all the quilting.
I am pretty excitable. Don't know if you guys know that about me, but I am. All right, here we go. So I'm halfway around now. Sorry, this takes a little longer than I thought.
Pinning, pinning, pinning.
I know, pinning is a slow process because you really want to make sure that those edges are right together. It'll make the sewing that much more pleasant for you.
It'll lay in there nice and smoothly, right?
What's that?
It'll be smooth.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice and smooth.
Lib says, shall we split? We could do a semicircle.
Oh, there you go.
I want them to see how it fits perfectly inside, and if I only sew half of it, then you won't know the success that I had with it. So I want you to
It's
see,
all right.
You got to see the whole thing. We got to go all the way around.
Just keep
What
pinning. Just keep
else
pinning.
do you guys have to do today? It's, we're all
You
sequestered.
could do wonder clips too, couldn't you?
You
And as you came up on it,
you
just move
could
it.
use wonder clips. I'm just really attached to my pens when I'm doing this. I don't know, maybe, old habits die hard. You get started with certain tools, and those are the tools you always want to use. For me,
They're familiar.
it's the Ulfa cutter and the Creative Grid system. I love the Creative Grid system with the 1/2 inch marks. I love their marking system. It just makes sense to me.
And yes, all this fabric is available. So
course.
we've got lots of people wanting the wine
Oh, why
fabric.
don't you talk about the 2 kits? Can you tell me
Oh!
about the 2 kits that we have in
We
the patterns, Joyce?
do
Will you
have
tell them
kits.
while I
So
keep
this,
pinning?
we do still have this beautiful bundle. This is for Dazzling Diamonds. This one right behind you.
That we've been admiring for 3 weeks, all
Jacqueline
behind Kathy.
Dijon. So this is the kit. It's like a start. It's a kit to give you all the color. Then you just need to get your background that you want. And this, whoops, wrong one. This is the pattern that you would need to go with it. Isn't that beautiful? And when we saw it at Market, she actually blinged it up. Jacqueline Dijon did.
Oh,
remember?
she did. She had
She had-
thousands. Pam
Yes.
would have been proud.
Oh yeah, it was
It had Pam written
definitely
all over it.
dazzling. So that's that one. And then after that, she came out with a miniature version, which is what Kathy taught in her last
The
class.
little sister.
Yes, Happiness 2.0. We actually have a kit for that also. So this Happiness 2.0, this pattern is the pattern isn't, the kit is $59.95, and the pattern is $35. And then this kit for the Dazzling Diamonds, the color kit, is $119. And again, you just need to get your background. And also, there's a little stripe. I don't know if you guys can tell. There's a little stripe in this inner border. These 2 inner borders, and then the binding, so that you can select to go with it as well. So that, and then the pattern for this, did I say that yet? $45. That's for that one.
Right. And then one other thing from yesterday, we showed all those ombres, and I just wanted you to know there's also a book that goes with them that Jennifer Sampu put together. We only got 10 of her palette of 30 different ombres, and it's the 10 that are used for this sample on the cover, and Katie is actually making that sample.
I've been working on it for a shamefully long time.
She's been a little busy.
But I will get it done and show it off.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, so my pinning is done, and I'm putting my 1/4 inch foot on again. And just like when I did when we did the drunkard's path before, and we put the the L on the lower part. If you think about the hole is your L, and the circle is the upper part. Is that how you do it, Miss Short? Yes, because then the fullness goes underneath, and the feed dogs will help ease it all in. But you can see how it's just really nicely pinned together, and so it looks all ripply and stuff. But when you go to sew it, it's going to sew really nicely. All right, so I'm just going to start anywhere. Put my foot down, and I'm going to do just my regular 1/4 inch seam allowance.
This machine has such good lighting.
It does.
Can't see.
Can you see? Can you see? Do you want me to turn it down? Oh, we're still on super slow. I'm like, why is my machine going so slow?
We're sewing buttons.
That's right. I was sewing buttons yesterday. Okay, I like to take my pins out as I arrive, and I don't worry about what's going on here. I only worry about what's approaching the needle. So I'm just worrying between here and my next pin. And the pen does a really nice job of holding my layers together. Get to my pen. These are fine enough. I probably could go over them, but I don't advise it.
We don't want to mess up our machines.
No, and you want to make sure that there's no tucks going on underneath.
Our techs have enough work without breaking the floor models.
Yes, yes, that's true. So hard to see, I'm sure it's
It's
hard to
very bright.
see. Do you want me to try and turn the light down? Let's see, is it turned down? I could just turn it off if that would help. It's all the way. Is that better? Can you see better that way?
wow.
Oh, it looks like you can. I don't know if I can.
Well, I can see better. I don't know if everyone out there can see better. Oh, Linda's late to the party. We're doing circles today. So Kathy has cut out this fun wine glass fabric to set inside of a hole.
Yes.
And we're gonna get a beautifully flat, nice circle.
I can see joint. I think the glare is better without it, right? Is it better
It
without?
sure looks good.
Oh yeah, it looks much better without.
We want to admire your 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Yeah, I want everyone to admire my 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm sewing in the dark, girls, so it's not perfect. I'm sewing in the dark.
Oh, good. Camille and Kay say yes, it's better.
Good, good.
Good.
We like it better. And I'm just going around, just slowly. Again, this is not speed racing. It's not like strip. You should see me when I sew my strips. Ooh, I can go really fast, but not with circles. Circles slow me down. They sure are satisfying. I like circles. All right, I'm making my way around.
Do you have a grab it over there?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm putting all my pins over here in my grab it.
Love that.
I could put it right here, but I keep it on my side. I'm just used to having it on the side of me. And I'm just smoothing it around as I go. Whoops, my background's sticking out a little too far. And I'm only just worrying about that little bit at a time. Just let it work its way around.
This is like sewing on faith.
Yeah.
It's all gonna work out.
It does all work out. It's so forgiving. Circles are actually really very forgiving.
This is the 1/4 inch foot. So for the
Yes.
Bernina, it's the 97D with the dual feed. But every brand's got a 1/4 inch foot to give you a really nice quilting 1/4 inch seam.
Yes. I'm almost around.
Oh, did we find out how much the circle template is?
Yes, $45, I think. Let's see. $40.99.
$40.99.
$40.99.
And we have them in stock.
We
so-
actually have them in stock, but you know, if you ask us tomorrow, we'll probably say, no, they're on back order. So order quickly because you know how we are around here.
First come, first serve.
That's right. Oh, I'm almost back to the
Oh my
beginning. I don't
gosh.
have very many more pins.
Vicki, I really appreciate that because I always think I sound super strange.
What'd she say?
She has never been one to watch YouTube and truly enjoys this time with us. She says I've got a beautiful voice. I do appreciate that.
Aw, that's awesome. All right. it's
Melanie
so
wants the circle ruler. Melanie, you are
Well
the first
done.
come.
All right, Melanie.
Oh, Carol too. Carol Beebe.
All right, we're on it.
We're selling them out.
Okay. Are you guys ready to see the grand reveal?
Woo!
Da, 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 da. And now we just need to press.
yep.
Oh, I can't wait to press. That's the best part.
Oh,
There you go, Miss Joyce.
Okay, now pressing to the outside.
I usually press the circle flat. So yeah, out to
like
press to the outside, yeah.
Vicki Robb wants a circle ruler too.
Okay.
We're gonna run out by tomorrow.
I know we had 5 or 6, so.
Oh, it's so gratifying to sew
Isn't it
something so
pretty?
flat. Yes.
Sue Nelson wants the circle ruler. We really create a sense of urgency with you ladies. It's great. We're gonna see so many curves posted on Facebook. I sure hope.
I know, that's the fun.
Yes,
of
share
doing
all,
these
share all of
is-
your
is
creations.
coming up with, oh, did I get a putt?
Oh, no, I don't see anything.
No, it's perfect. I'm sure it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Keep going, keep spinning.
Do you know what? It's very gratifying to press a circle on a circle.
It is, because you just keep
It's
spinning
all-
around.
It's all circles. Yep. Look how pretty that is.
Linda wants a circle ruler too.
All right, I think we're sold out, but keep
All
calling.
right.
Keep calling them out because we'll order more.
We'll order it tonight.
Yes, we'll get more.
Look at that.
All right, so here is my circle. Oh, I see it went the wrong way. Let's just press this way. That'll help it.
Lie flat. Give it a burst of steam.
There we go.
Boom.
Ooh. Okay, there we go. All right. Da 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 da.
It's just as pretty on the back as it is the front. Yep.
What do you think, ladies?
Amazing.
There it is.
You can do it. You can do it. But it's cool because you can just play with different sizes. I did have a sample somewhere in my history where I created, again, improvisational. I'm being a little off the charts today or this week, but I did a variety of circles, and then you can use this as your starting place actually and cut another circle out and just lay it in. And then I actually slashed a few of them and put strips of fabric through.
Yeah.
And I
remember
have
that
no
one.
idea where it went, but I was going to show you today, and all you get now is one. You get one circle. So that was today's lesson. Anything else for
Sweet.
today?
No, I think that was beautiful. Don't you guys?
That was it. Lib says lovely.
All right. So we'll see you back tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
It's like
Awesome.